this is Jacob L. On my YouTube channel, I normally talk to you about projects that I'm working on or ideas. Today I'm going to have something a little bit different for you. I'm going to tell you a true story, which you'll probably think is kind of funny, but it's not a joke. This actually happened. I saw a Sasquatch, a Bigfoot. And no, I'm not trying to trick you or anything. And I know this is probably going to be kind of entertaining for you, but this actually happened. So I'll give you a detailed account of what happened, show you the locations, and put in a little bit of drawings to give you an idea of what I saw. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this video. Bigfoot sighting started at about 8 in the morning when my mom heard some whistling. What she said was two creatures whistling back and forth, which I thought maybe could have been deer, and I think she thought the same thing. But I came out to look. As I came off the porch, she had already gone out before I did. I came out just a minute later, and she was out here somewhere. Came up by this power pole, and looking right down there, you can see there's this opening in the brush that's mainly just walled off brush, but there's this opening that leads back into the woods. And I saw what I thought was my mom wearing a black coat with a hood walking down into the woods. So I didn't really stare at it or something, I just thought that was my mom walking down there. So I walked down here too, basically looking where I'm walking about like this. Didn't notice anything weird up till now, except that off to my right somewhere, I keep hearing this whistling, like, which I thought must have been the noise that she was talking about. So I actually have to walk through the corner of my neighbor's property here, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't care. So this is the opening that I'm talking about. And the creature, it was about as tall as these branches, maybe like a few inches shorter. But from up there I didn't really have a good reference of how tall that is, so I thought maybe it's my mom, but in reality, it's about 2 feet taller than my mom, maybe a little bit more than that. She's about 5'3". But I wasn't thinking about that yet. I was just coming down here following her. Like, I thought I was following her down here. And down here it's pretty far, like, it's pretty much just woods for a ways. And it's a deep ravine, maybe 150 feet deep or more, and there's a stream at the bottom. So I'm coming back here. Pretty soon I realize that my mom just isn't down here. I don't see her anywhere. In fact, I don't see anything. Whatever I had followed down here has somehow either disappeared or is hiding. And I started to get pretty nervous because I realized what was whistling off to my side was actually my mom standing up there in the yard, whistling, trying to... I guess she had been whistling to the creatures and they had been responding. And there was apparently 2 of them, but by where she said the whistles were coming from. But I found that out a little bit later. At this point I'm down here in the woods. I notice she's up there and I become very nervous because I just followed something down into the woods, some big black thing, which now I have no idea where it is, and it must be hiding from me on purpose, because otherwise I would see it. So, pretty much turn around and sprint out of there. But once I get up here I just walk normal to try to not show that I'm freaked out about it. And I walk up here, and this is when once I get up here into the grass, it's when I talk to my mom about what I saw and what she saw. And I'll get her perspective. I'll give you, an interview with her on what it was. But basically, something was down off that way, and something was behind the neighbor's shed over there. Which behind the neighbor's shed pretty much links up with the whole area where I just was down in the woods. I was down about right back there. That's the entrance. The driveway where I was when I glimpsed this creature. I saw it right down there. It looked like it pretty much just casually walked into the forest there. And I'll draw in a still image in Microsoft Paint and show it to you in just a moment of where it was. But basically, it was almost as tall as those trees, or like where you can see the bottom of the branches. It pretty much filled most of that gap from the ground to there. Which from up here I didn't realize that was really tall, but when you get down there and look at it, I think it's over 7 feet. I'll measure for you. It's a little over 8 feet to those branches, so I would put what I saw to be at least 7.5 feet tall.
Okay, so my story begins, it was January, middle of January, and we've heard stories about Bigfoot in our area before. We're in North Snohomish County, and there's a lot of lakes and woods and rivers and really a lot of good habitat and a lot of natural things that a larger animal could eat. And we're, interested in nature, and so we'd been watching the Bigfoot show and, just kind of joking around about stuff. But we've oftentimes gone out in the evening and done wood knocks. But this particular time, it was early in the morning. I went out in the morning about probably 7:45, 7:30, 7:45, with this coat on. And I just thought, well, do a few wood knocks out here because we've done it in the evening but not really done it much in the morning. So I came out here. It's kind of foggy and cold, kind of a little bit icy, and I'm like this. And then I just listen, which is what you're supposed to do, evidently, is just listen. So I'm just listening. I'm looking around. I'm facing towards the woods and the gully, just very close to where we live. There's a gully with a creek down at the bottom that runs during the wintertime. And I hear this strange whistle. It was like, and then a response to the whistle in a different tone. And that went on for a couple minutes back and forth. So I thought that was really, really unusual. So my son Jacob was home at the time, in his room, asleep probably. He was in his room, in his bed. Anyway, I went in there and I said, Jacob, you need to come out and listen. So it took him a couple minutes to rouse out of bed and come outside, at which time I walked over to this area, still hearing the whistles, like, and then back and forth in different areas, like it was two different tones talking back and forth to each other. So I came over here. The cat was in the house. He wasn't out. I came over here and I squatted down and pulled up my hood and just listened some more, and the whistling kept going on back and forth. I didn't see anything, but right about that time that I was squatting down in here, my son came out, Jacob, and was walking down the driveway down here and spotted something going down over the hill that he thought was me, something with a black, like, he thought it was me because it looked like a black hood and black. I didn't see it because I was crouched down over here and I was watching him and I wasn't really looking where he was looking. So he just saw this thing go down over the bank, and then after that the whistling stopped. But the whistling actually went on for several minutes before he came outside. But it was several back and forth two-tone whistles. My opinion is that it was probably a mother and a child Bigfoot. I can't be sure because I didn't see anything, but what he saw probably was the back of a Bigfoot head and shoulders going down. Of course, I'm freaked out, so I didn't go down and like try to go down in the woods. I was too freaked out. But so that's my story.
But of course later we did go down and we found that footprint, right?
Well, yeah, we walked down there later after, it wasn't so foggy and it was a little warmer out, and we did see some things that looked like footprints, but, it's hard to say. The way the woods are here, it would have been very difficult to take an imprint with cement or anything, but because it's all muddy and everything, and a lot of tree debris. But, we've heard other strange noises around here, and there's been other reports of Bigfoot sounds and sightings over, just a couple miles away off of the Happy Valley and the Happy Hollow roads, which are not far from here. So, yeah, it was pretty exciting.